What are the principles for converting chess endgame advantages? Have you ever wondered what it takes to turn a slight edge into a winning position in chess? Converting an advantage in the endgame is all about strategy and careful planning. Let's break down some key principles that can help you achieve this. First, centralizing and activating your king is essential. In the endgame, your king becomes a powerful piece. Move it toward the center to support your pawns and control important squares. This not only helps your position but also restricts your opponent's king movement. Next, consider simplifying the position by exchanging pieces, but be cautious with pawns. When you have a material lead, trading pieces can make it easier to convert your advantage. However, avoid unnecessary pawn exchanges. Keeping pawns on the board maintains complexity and reduces your opponent's chances of drawing the game. Creating and advancing passed pawns is another vital principle. A passed pawn is one that has no opposing pawns blocking its path to promotion. Focus on creating these passed pawns, as they can force your opponent to react and can become decisive if supported properly by your king and pieces. In king and pawn endgames, mastering opposition and zugzwang is crucial. Opposition occurs when your king faces your opponent's king with one square in between. This technique can force your opponent to move first, giving you a strategic advantage. Zugzwang refers to a situation where your opponent is compelled to make a disadvantageous move, which can be pivotal in converting small advantages. Controlling key squares and restricting your opponent's pieces is also important. Position your pieces to limit your opponent's mobility. For instance, placing rooks behind passed pawns maximizes their effectiveness. Attacking weak pawns can force your opponent into a defensive posture, increasing your chances of winning. Creating multiple weaknesses on the board can be effective against strong defenses. A single advantage may not be enough, so try to create a second weakness. This divides your opponent's attention and resources, making it easier to break through their defenses. When you are ahead, keep pawns on both sides of the board. This forces your opponent to defend in multiple areas, stretching their resources and creating opportunities for you to penetrate their position. If you have the bishop pair, use this advantage wisely. Two bishops can control long diagonals and support pawn advances. Position your pawns on squares opposite in color to your bishops to maximize control and minimize counterplay. Finally, be concrete and calculate precisely. The endgame often requires exact calculations, as many positions can be drawn or won only with precise play. Avoid relying solely on intuition. Calculate variations carefully to ensure your advantage is converted without allowing counterchances. By applying these principles, you can effectively transform small material or positional advantages into a winning endgame. Mastering king activity, pawn structure, and tactical motifs will significantly improve your chances of success in chess.